Hello there. So I'm using my phone instead of my camera because I am terrible at vlogging. I keep forgetting to just grab my camera, but my phone I have at the ready at all times. I'm in Universal. It is officially my first vlog there, which is exciting but also frightening because it has been a while since I vlogged in public and I'm not in Disneyland Paris, which I know by heart. I won't be able to give you all the secrets of Universal simply because I'm not a day one hardcore fan, but I'm hoping that I can give you at least enough excitement to come because it's really great. I am on my way to Universal Studios, leaving Islands of Adventure right now. The music might put my video under copyright, so I'm briefly taking over. I just took the Hogwarts Express from Islands of Adventure to Universal Studios. It was a walk-on, so I was just very happy to avoid more walking. Currently, pass holders have their own entrance, which is pretty neat. At the time I arrived, it wasn't really helpful because there wasn't a lot of people at the entrance, but still, it's a good perk. As I said, I started at Islands of Adventure because I really wanted to ride Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, I think is the name. What a long name for a ride. But I really like that ride, and I wanted to experience the single rider queue. And here I am showing off my Toothless backpack that I absolutely adore and I take with me almost every time, I think. After riding Hagrid's and the Hogwarts Express, I made my way to Diagon Alley to see the Tales of Beedle the Bard show. It has to be my favorite show in all of Universal. Here we are in Diagon Alley, and in this little corner is my favorite ice cream shop. Their chocolate is amazing, and I was told that the butterbeer ice cream was really good as well. Skip ahead if you need, spoilers ahead. Brief stop, and now I am going to eat because I am starving. If you're not familiar with Universal and Diagon Alley more specifically, you will notice it is very crowded, and that's the thing with Diagon Alley. Unfortunately, I would say Hogsmeade is kind of the same. They're my favorite places in both parks, but it is very crowded all the time, which makes sense because those are great areas to be in and they have good rides and a couple of shows, so it makes sense. I went to eat at Louis Italian restaurant and I ordered my usual favorite fettuccine alfredo with chicken, which is $13.99. I also ordered a drink. Be mindful that this one is a single serve cup at $4.69. You do have other options though to refill throughout your day. Of course, discounts apply, which is very neat, and you can also use mobile order. It's super convenient to save time and avoid extra lines. Lunch was amazing. I felt super full after that. I then went to see the Mega Movie Parade. It runs until November 14th, so make sure to check it out if you're around. I hope Universal does more parades in the future because this one is really great. Again, you can skip ahead if you want to avoid spoilers. year Halloween Horror Nights has already started, so you'll find a lot of themed decor in Universal Studios. The gory elements are covered during the day because some of it is kind of gross and bloody, and while it can be terrifying to be honest, but it's really well made, and Universal being very, very good at what they do, of course it looks amazing. When the parade was over, I decided I wanted to see more shows, so I walked over and made a stop at Animal Actors on location. It's a really nice show if you want to break from the sun, and if you love animals, you'll really enjoy the show. The last show I went to see was the horror makeup show, and honestly, it's not as scary as you think. You actually learn a lot of things, and the actors are so funny. This show is really interesting and entertaining, and it gives you a break from the sun too. Beware of spoilers. At that point, the weather looked a little frightening, so I just crossed the street and made my way to the tribute store. For now, the merch is more oriented towards the movies we see in the parade, so that's Back to the Future, Jaws, Ghostbusters, and E.T. If you're a fan, be ready to buy a lot of things. Universal is very good with merchandise. But when I exited the park, I decided, you know what? My day is not over yet. It wasn't really raining, so I actually made one last stop, the Epic Universe Preview Center. Epic Universe will open sometime in 2025. The date is still to be determined. It will consist in 5 areas, or lands, if you will. These 5 areas are Celestial Park, Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, Harry Potter Ministry of Magic, and How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk. Let me know which one you're most excited about, because I cannot pick. This is what you will find inside the Epic Universe Preview Center. There is the entrance leading directly into Celestial Park, one of the 5 lands in Epic Universe. All the way down is the Helios Grand Hotel, with its own entrance to Epic Universe. Over here you have Super Nintendo World, in the back Dark Universe, and if you cross the street you will find Harry Potter Ministry of Magic and also How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk. Here is a little close-up into Isle of Berk. I am very excited for that. You can also see a little bit of Celestial Park. Harry Potter Ministry of Magic is based on both the Fantastic Beasts movies and Harry Potter movies. Here is Dark Universe. You can see a little bit how big the buildings are. Donkey Kong Country is located at the very back of Super Nintendo World, which shows again how big the lands are. The buildings are massive as well, and overall Epic Universe is going to be very immersive. To wrap it up, it's amazing to see Universal's project come to life. I can't wait for all the rides and all the immersive lands. It's going to be epic. This is the end of today. The temperature was a little brutal, the humidity killed me, but I made it. Honestly, I don't really remember what I filmed or what I said, but until next time, take care everyone. Bye!